Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm John Stasko from the School of Interactive Computing at Georgia Tech. I appreciate being on the line at 2:45 today. I am administering my final exam, so it was tough for me to get away, but thanks for the ability to do this remotely. Next slide. So I work in the areas of information visualization and visual analytics. Those areas really deal for the most part with non-spatial abstract data, things that we have no idea what they look like. Our community's identified these 5 types of research within that area, and I really try to work across all of those. They all provide some interest to me. In particular, lately I've worked a lot on interaction ideas and what does interaction really bring to the knowledge discovery process working with visualization. And for problems that everyday people confront, regular everyday data, business data, sports data, health data, things like that. Next slide. The past few years, my main research project has been a project called Jigsaw. We focus on visualizing collections, large collections of text documents, kind of unstructured or semi-structured documents. So the examples might be things like intelligence reports or police case reports or consumer reviews or web forums, things like that. And we provide kind of a suite of text mining capabilities along with a very extensive set of visualizations to dive into it a little bit further. Next slide. One of the other things that I've spent a good bit of time on recently is really thinking about our community and our field and helping it to grow. I've served as papers chair for the InfoVis and the Visual Analytics conferences, and just last fall I was general chair for the Viz meeting here in Atlanta. And it's a very important thing. It's very near and dear to my heart, and I think it's really been making great strides and growing quite a bit over the past few years. Next slide. So some of the current things that I'm thinking about and working on. First one, I still think it's way too hard to build visualizations. Things like D3 have opened up visualization, design, and construction to a wider audience, but I'm really interested in helping people who aren't programmers to design things, and not just standard canonical bar charts and line charts views, but very creative kinds of things that designers or people at nonprofits might work with. I'm also working on this theme of interaction, I've fought my students that, why do you need Viz on a tablet? I don't understand it. There's just not enough pixels. And they finally convinced me otherwise. So we're exploring things like visualizations for smaller displays, mobile, touch. And then finally, an ongoing theme that I'm really interested in is a notion of assessment or evaluation. How do we show the value of visualization and communicate it to others? It's very difficult to quantify that as well, and NSF program managers really love that. So we want to try to help out in that way. So next slide. That relates to, I think, bigger community challenge issues. And the first one, I resonate strongly with what Ben said earlier. We all are Viz believers, but I know a lot of people who don't really get it and struggle with why would you do that? And I think showing our place in this sea of data analysis techniques and what does visualization uniquely provide is very important. We also have an identity crisis, like who are we and where do we fit? Visualization researchers come from a variety of communities. If you look on things like the ACM kind of taxonomy of areas and other, it's like, are we graphics? Are we an engineer? Do we fit in HCI? And I think that we're the Rodney Dangerfield of computer science academics, and I think we need to work on that. Next slide. So those actually relate to some wish lists. I went real high level and meta here on mine. Again, thinking about our community, I see big data and I see other things, junior faculty getting positions, and I think we want to have more young visualization researchers out in the academic community. Funding will help those people grow and have productive long careers. The third thing, what I mentioned earlier, this notion of the value of visualization, what does it provide? We have a very qualitative kind of gut feeling about that, but it's better if we could articulate a concrete quantitative benefit. And I'd love to have big, fast, cheap monitors that I could put everywhere. That would be fantastic. So next slide.
30 seconds.
Yep, that's it. That's all I'm done. That's my research group and webpage, and I'm all set.